instead as that
So
third
this might be a Lee, Jace instead. Then that sets you up for Lee 2-3. That's likely going to be a Kha'Zix pickup then, I think, on Rolster Y.
All right, I mean, again, Lemon is showing a little bit more, and there's Illusion. Kha'Zix immediately there by Rolster Y.
Very aggressive opener here from Rolster Y. I hope to see that Lucian go over to Luna. It's one of his best champions. It's basically been permabanned against him as well. This sets him up for success. He can play with aggressive support from Nomel. He can play with an Enchanter from Nomel. The options here are wide open. And after his performance last game, I think he would be right to put all the eggs in the Luna basket. Degon, not feeling hopeful right now.
I don't know what happened, but just a wave of nerves and nervous cackle just came over me sitting in this chair as we go back to the Jax. So again, we saw Zello being willing to play it. We know that Lemont can play it in the WNS, but if Zello plays it, then what are we, flexing Jace? Jace could play mid. Yeah. We've seen Jace jungle pulled out by Immortals. It didn't look great. And then we've seen it played at Dragon Lane as well.
I'm not sure why you would want to deviate away from the Lee Sin. I feel like that was a game winner for you last game.
Unless they just want a little bit more later game scaling. Maybe Lee Sin doesn't give them the later game scaling, but a Varus for Gume is a very, very solid pick. Yeah. I think, like you mentioned, Degon, I think Jace, Lamont on the Jace jungle, when he did play it, it didn't really feel that good. It felt a lot of out of place, to be fair. I feel like if this Jace is to go anywhere, I think in the hands of like Hoon or Zello would be a lot more comfortable position, especially Hoon in that mid lane. Gives him more of a carry champion to play rather than that Singed, because they did ban out the Singed, obviously themselves, but that means that Jax is probably going to go over to the hands of Lamont.
The Wukong right now is a threat towards the Jace. He's saying, if you put Jace top, we will match you with the Wukong. There's still an option for my IMT to try to counter the Wukong here, but I don't really think there's too many options available. They likely will have to opt into this matchup, which means I want to see from my IMT right now a mid laner that one can get prio and two can roam up to the Baron lane. When Jace pushes the waves, they need to threaten the Wukong off the stacked waves. They need to maintain Jace's lead here. This is a very... The early game is basically reliant on two champions right now, the Jace and the Varus. These are your linchpins. You cannot let them fall behind.
Nami being banned away by Immortals. On the opposite side, it's Thresh and Alistar. So the support champ pool getting a little smaller and smaller for both Nomel and for Charm, who have had standout performances in this Icons tournament so far. And Charm still trying to conjure up one more here.
One champion that's still left open is that set, though, which Nomel played in the last game. I really want Immortals to ban it out here, but maybe they just want to go towards these Enchanters, and they are going to keep going towards these Enchanters. I feel like they kind of know that this Lucian is going to go into Luna's hands, and they don't want anyone to enhance Lucian anymore.
It's a Luna classic pick, but I feel like Rolster Y, if I was Rolster Y, I would be breathing a sigh of relief right now after Nomel's last Enchanter performance. I think stick to the engage, that's where he looks the best.
Exactly, and you can play aggressive in lane as well with that Lucian. I think that's a great thing about it. You know, if you go on a set, you can play for that level 1 engage. Instead, they go for the Zig.
I think Zero plays that.
I think Zero plays it. Also, Luna has played some AP champions as well. I mean, you know him as an AD carry player, but he has played the AP mages before. So there is that little bit of flex pick there.
I was thinking maybe Lucian could go top, but you already have the Wukong, and Wukong kind of has nowhere else to go right now, so that can't be an option.
Yeah,
maybe Zero. Yeah, maybe Zero just plays the Lucian mid. But I feel like if you ever play on Luna, like Luna on your team, not giving him the Lucian would be such a shame.
I think it's also showing the importance here for Nomel, and it's going to be
That's what we said, right?
Fate.
Something that can push mid, something that can pressure the lane off the Jace, something that works well in tandem with the Jax. It's a really good pick. I like it a lot.
And then the Grog is back for
It's a good draft. Yeah, it's a good draft.
So Charm going back to it again can displace the 1 or 2 members necessary to get these picks. It feels like a pretty classic pick composition here for Immortals to get the snowball train going and get to a point like they did last time, and it's Rakan locked in here for Nomel.
So two clear identities from both of these teams right now. IMT early game, they want to play towards the Jace, have the option to play towards the Varus too, but we'll see how that lane plays out. Main thing is you want to pick, you want to poke. Rolster Y, one go here. Just go, 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 all in.
Yep, all in engage for the side of Rolster. They need to go in, especially with this Rakan as well. You're going to have Ziggs and Lucian in the back line, Kha'Zix and Wukong diving in. But like you said, Immortals, all eyes are going to be on the Hoon this game. Can he make full use of his ultimate? Can he roam around and get his side lanes ahead?
Here we go. All right, it is Jace in the jungle with the tournament lives on the line for Immortals, and it's Luna on Ziggs. Here we go. Time to send things back to Kangas and Hell's Devil for game number 2. Is this it for Immortals, Kangas?
It was an even game state for most of it. Immortals had a lot of control, but Rolster Y, They understand Wild Rift. It doesn't matter if you're down a couple of thousand gold at the Elder fight. What matters is the Elder fight. If you win that in this meta, you can win the game.
So that's Zello on the Jax side lane again, and it seemed to do pretty well in the last game. But the question is this gonna work for them this game as well? They're up against a Whole Break Illusion. It's gonna be very likely a Whole Break Illusion. Who is gonna get a Whole Break from Immortals? Is it gonna be a third item Whole Breaker on Zello again? But it's probably not really in time, because you can't build a Whole Breaker on Twisted Fate. You can in jungle, but of course you don't want to do that. So yet again, Rolster can apply so much pressure with their composition against Immortals.
And also, it's the Kraken Slayer Lucian instead of the Conqueror. I like Kraken Slayer on Lucian much more.
It's good against
for the
Jax,
solo laners.
because you know Jax has so much armor when he uses his ultimate that Kraken Slayer is going to be dealing that true damage. But Kraken Slayer is perhaps a bit of an undertuned rune right now. So is it really worth over a Conqueror? I wouldn't say so. I would still say that a Conqueror would be better. But what Zero is preparing for is having that Kraken Slayer during those 1v1s, right? When he's going to be up against Zello, Zello uses ultimate, but it doesn't matter because Kraken Slayer does true damage. That's what justifies the rune. So, yeah, that's it for Zero then.
Helping him get the trades against Hoon in the early game right now as Lamont will show on the mid wave to try and help force out this wave, not give too much control over to RY.
So Lamont is playing the Jace, which is yet again a very strong early game jungler. Although Jace cannot do as much in those later game teamfights, he doesn't have that Lee Sin ultimate, the all-important Lee Sin ultimate that Lamont has. But Lamont showed us last game that he's good on those early game junglers.
It could come down to another Zello carry. We saw them invest heavily into Zello in game number 1, as now they're looking at the bottom lane. Potential dive, Doe shows, so Rolster they push Immortals off.
And they're safe against this 4-man gank. 4-man ganks are dangerous ganks. That could be super big danger for Rolster, but Rolster stays calm and collective and deals with it. And Rattel against Zello right here.
Ooh, oh, the stun lands. Zello heavily winning this trade, and he's fancying more. Has the grasp. I think he got 2 procs.
Oh yeah, definitely. He has that grasp of the Undying, which is mainly focused in the Baron lane. Of course, this is what allowed him to win those trades, right? Wukong sitting on a Conqueror, better in teamfights. But Zello on that Jax sitting on the grasp of the Undying. Sure, he's not going to be stacking up as much during teamfights, but during those 1v1s, he's going to win against the Wukong with that grasp.
The laning phase much better, gives you extra sustain in that laning, makes it a little tankier. But now we see Doe, level 5, Gume's all alone right now, realizes I'm being hunted, could be in trouble, immediate exhaust. Really good fingers from Gume.
Oh yeah, and Gume doesn't even have to use his flash. Gume doesn't even have to use his ultimate, and that's Doe's ultimate already used. So Gume not only just escaped without using anything from himself, that's Doe wasting his ultimate, which is such an important ability to have in this early game to win those early game fights against Lamont on that Jace.
That first Kha'Zix's ultimate can be a big tempo swinger if you get that kill. Luna's also low on mana, so looking for a reset here. There's a window that Immortals could maybe look for a plate.
And I want to talk about Nomel. He's sitting on 1.3 thousand gold. He just barely got level 4. If you look at the left side, his experience he's a whole level behind of Charm.
Wow.
He's not doing well right now. He's super behind.
I don't know if they necessarily need him to be super ahead right now, but it is potentially concerning. 1,000 gold differential in favor of Immortals right now, and if Charm can land some big engage here, could be big.
And that's all of the people on both sides sitting at around 3,000 gold, which means they're all getting close to picking up their first item, which is going to be very, very important during the first objective. So, who's going to be stronger during the first objective? If you look at Immortals, they have some late game champions, some early game champions. If you look at Rolster, yet again, the Whole Break Illusion, it's going to be a very, very close one, because both of them don't necessarily have a very strong early game composition.
It's interesting to look at that, because it's the Rod of Ages and the Mana Mune for Gume and Hoon, but then Hullbreaker for Zero, so he's not going to be as effective in the team fights. Might just be trade of objectives.
I think it's going to be a trade as well, unless someone has some other ideas. We know Lamont may have some other ideas on that jungle. He's a very aggressive jungler. This guy doesn't just give away things for free. He even went for that Umos Ghostblade, which is a heavy, heavy early game item. This is a lethality item. Shreds through champions who have no armor. And looking at the side of Rolster, no one picked up armor yet. So Lamont, during those team fights with that Umos Ghostblade, is going to be a massive threat to deal with for Rolster.
Objectives in 15 seconds. Looks like Immortals, they have vision on both right now. Rolster they only have 1 ward in the top river. So they'll see if Zello walks towards the Herald. Now they get one in the Herald pit.
and it's Immortals pushing out the wave first. They're gonna have the advantage. They're gonna be able to set up their vision around the Rift Herald, and they're actually even just starting it. And that's, as we said it, the teams shake hands. Lebmont takes their Rift Herald, and then on the opposite side, it's Rolster taking the Dragon. But it seems like Immortals is also interested in the Dragon.
Immortals love doing these, where they go for an objective and they also try and push Rolster off of another one. Maybe Charm was thinking if I show, they'll assume that we're contesting.
Yeah.
But there was vision on the Herald, so it's just a trade.
Rolster doesn't fall for traps like that. They know, indeed, they had vision on the Rift Herald. They were staying calm and collective. They got the Dragon. They knew they could get the Dragon because they had the smite on Doe, and that's a trade. So that's a mounted Dragon on Rolster Y, which is not a good Dragon to deal with as a Varus. Gume is going to have a bit of a harder time poking with the Varus because every single time you're... every single time you're dealing with that mountain Dragon.
Nomel, I mean, you were saying he's behind in levels, he's behind in gold. Well, that's what Rakan does.
Still, he's still doing what Rakan does, indeed. He's engaging, he's doing what he has to do, but still sitting on level 6, he's gonna be a very squishy Rakan. He's only sitting on like a single tier 1 item right now, so he has to be a little careful, and I feel like he shouldn't roam around as much anymore. He needs to catch up on gold and experience, Kangas.
Went for the Merc Treads early. I like that against a gold card, against the Chain of Corruption from Gume's Varus. Makes a decent amount of sense.
But he doesn't have anything. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Nomel is just go back, get yourself an enchantment, or go back, get yourself some items. Because right now, you're going to have such a hard time during those team fights, especially against Charm, who picked up that Gargoyle, Stone Plate, enchant. He's going to be the tank that his team needs, and you can see wow, he's going in!
Explosive cast, Doe hit by the Empowered Shock Blast.
That's everything used by Doe right there. That's his ultimate, that's Flash. Very, very well played by Charm right there.
Good opportunity to look for a pick. Charm tries to get the kill. Doe very low on the health bars, but gets the red buff.
Oh, that's a Rift Herald in the mid lane. Immortals applying the pressure, trying to make it worse to give away the Dragon, but that's what we're talking about. Nomel taking the damage.
The poke is big. Inferno Bomb plus the Culling used. 2 ultimates to
turret.
save mid-turret.
But no turret. That's no turret for Immortals. That is the classic WNS Rift Herald.
No.
At least it hit the
WCK.
turret.
Yeah, WNS Rift Heralds are when they don't even hit a turret.
That's the WCK Rift Herald.
Yes.
So, good play by Immortals, because yeah, we don't really expect much on but they did get hit. although they didn't get the mid lane turret. I'm sorry, it's a little bit of bias right there, but they're doing an amazing job against Rolster.
You're an EU caster, it's an NA team, I understand.
Yeah, but Immortals applying the pressure, they have to. They're ahead by 2,000 gold right now, which is a subtle lead, but an important lead regardless.
And again, where is that gold located? If we take a look, a lot of it from just the TF passive, up 400 gold over Zero.
And the support.
And the support position as well, yeah. Zero now in a 1v1 here against Lamont. That's Exhaust down, plus Destiny. Hoon doesn't find the pick, but that's Flash and Exhaust out of Zero.
And Hoon is sitting on 2 items already, you know, using that Twisted Fate passive, as you said, allowing himself to slowly but steadily get ahead of Zero. Jack is sitting on 2 items, and the later we get into the game, the scarier the Twisted Fate gets. And Lemont may be in trouble here, but he sees it coming.
Yeah, has a ward over the wall. Nicely placed right there to see, okay, I gotta get out of here. That's an engage and an assassin.
And Immortals is going to be looking for this turret as well. Gume on that Varus trying to push this wave, but Luna is ready. This is such an important turret for Rolster Y to defend. We keep talking about it. This is the mid lane turret. If you lose that turret, you don't have that backup anymore. But Hoon, you gotta be careful.
Charm's walking up. He now sees Nomel.
Oh, Nomel.
Forces out the battle dance.
Yeah, and it's Zello and Rattel just doing 1 versus 1s in the lane. Lepmon trying to look for the kill on Nomel, and Nomel is very squishy.
Shock blast in, Nomel, gets a knock up on the Charm, and he's out of there.
Wow.
A lot of turret shots. I think that was 4 in total that Immortals took. Well played by Rakan.
And that's Zello pushing behind the turret, by the way. He wants to push as fast as he can. He does not want to allow Rolster Y to run away from that turret, but there goes
Flash
Nomel!
engage! The insane range of a Rakan says we are starting this. Nomel finding first blood for the team.
And that's a Rift Herald for Rolster Y. As Immortals, it's going to be really hard to take this out. Whoa, it seems like Immortals coming through with the poking however. The Varus arrow, the empowered first ability of Lebont on that Jace. They're doing a lot of damage. Can you even do this as Rolster Y?
Even the TF damage as well. Nomel goes in to try and buy space, buy time, and it does buy the Herald. 1 kill picked up for Immortals. Lamont flashes away. Gume with the flash chain of corruption misses the arrow onto Zero, and the empowered shock blast as well.
Zero makes it out. Zero makes it out. You know, he nearly died. Immortals desperately trying to kill him, but he makes it out, and Rolster Y gets that Rift Herald. It was a very close smiting battle. LeBron tried to quickly cheese it away, but unfortunately smited just a tad bit too early. So that's those sitting on the Rift Herald, and they're going to be looking for that mid lane turret.
What did the analyst desk say during pick and ban? It's going to come down to picks for Immortals, but RY have a much stronger go-forward comp. When you're willing to flash engage as Nomel, Rattel hasn't even found an engage yet, and now it's Immortals have to approach this flash engage Wukong. Really dangerous position, but instead it's just a Proto Belt engage from Nomel. Lamont gets a really good knockback right there. Nomel almost goes down. Nobody falls yet.
That was a clone, Kangas. If that was not a clone hit by the Chain of Corruption, that would have been Rolster White just demolished in a team fight. Very, very well played by Rattel to bait out that Varus ultimate, and that was yet again a very close one. We can see Nomel doing his job as a Rakan. We can now understand why Rolster White picked that Rakan as the very last pick in the draft.
Yeah,
they don't want to pick an Enchanter in this game. They want that hard engage from the Rakan.
This is gameplay. This is mechanics. This is top-level Wild Rift. Nomel still on the flank right here. Charm spots him
5
out,
versus
but
4.
you can't lock down a Rakan, and RY have everybody on the Dragon. Immortals give it up for top turret.
So it seems like Immortals is actually funneling gold into Hoon, and then they're giving away a Dragon for free. Hoon is 2,000 gold at. He's gonna have his rapid fire cannon very soon, which is gonna be a very, very important tool for Immortals to win those team fights. Get that rapid fire cannon on Twisted Fate. Get that stun from a long distance, and then follow up with the Gragas. Very, very important, but looking at the side of Rolster White, that's 4 people having that Mercury threat. So all Hoon has to do is just fully focus Luna on that Ziggs. He's not sitting on any tenacity, and when you get a 2-second stun gold card on him, he's just gonna be dead.
It could come down to Hoon. The mid laner for Immortals, it wasn't here for their first match. He just arrived in Singapore the day of their first match. And now he's back onto the stage, back with the team.
He's gonna pick up a rapid fire cannon as well.
Going for the rapid fire. This is almost like a split push TF. Not a, let's look for a pick in a side lane and I'll just hold mid. This is a, I am the side laner.
And he got that rapid fire cannon. This is what Immortals gave away the Infernal Dragon for. Now the question is it gonna be worth it? But Immortals is gonna go,
Okay.
no, they're not gonna fight Rattel. He's just a bit too tanky. So
They had a death brush set up. I thought they would go for it with Destiny.
Hoon, can he do it? He has 3 items, and Immortals' playstyle basically has to change completely right now. 180 degrees, it just completely has to change. And while I'm talking, it's Rolster White putting the Rift Herald in the mid lane. It's looking like the turret is gonna go down.
How creative can Immortals be with this draft? How hard can RY just force these plays? They have so much engage. There we go. Charm used. Charmed up by Nomel. Explosive cast to try and disengage. Nobody's fallen yet. RY, they got the turret, but they lose their bottom turret. Zello here, and Destiny, they see everybody from RY. RY have nobody near Zello.
Hoon in the top lane. This is what Immortals wants to do. They want to apply as much pressure as they can, get that Twisted Fate as ahead as possible. He's pretty much 1,500 gold ahead of anyone on the map. Immortals has taken 2 turrets already, nearly took the mid lane turret as well. Immortals is just applying pressure everywhere.
Really unique way to shut down the Hullbreaker Lucian, who, by the way, still has 0% win rate.
And he's going for crit as well, so he's changing up his build. He started with the Hullbreaker, and now he's going for that Stormrazor, but you're missing out on a lot of damage because you don't have another crit item. So I'm not sure about this. It just seems like Rolster White decided they just need a little bit more damage.
Zello getting the Hullbreaker 3rd item based on the current items that he has in his inventory. That's kind of the standard for the Jax, the Camille split pushers here. So Immortals will finally have their own Hullbreaker user. But this story, still, it's all Hoon.
Rolster White has to be careful though, because when Hoon gets that Rabadon's Death Cap on a Twisted Fate, you cannot get caught by that anymore.
Ooh, engage attempt.
There it is, you
There's
see
the
that?
stun onto Luna. That's no flash though. He held both summoner spells. Interesting. Luna, nerves of steel.
That's the damage. That's the damage that Hoon does on the Twisted Fate right now. And that's without a Rabadon's Death Cap. That's 60% of Luna's health just gone. And that's all because of the Rapid Fire Cannon.
And the Ziggs just stops everything with the flash forward from Hoon. Gets the key pick. Luna, the leader, the DPS for Rolster Y picked off.
And that's where it is. That's what Immortals has to do. Get those catches on a Twisted Fate. Hoon is sitting on level 13 right now, sitting on nearly 13,000 gold. He's going to be able to go back very, very soon, pick up that Rabadon's Death Cap, and just pretty much one-shot Luna.
The gold lead for Immortals feels fantastic, but you still need to remember how the last game ended, and now 1v1 here. Gold card stops the Coling. 0, he can't get the kill.
That would have been a big kill, but Charm is in trouble right now.
He can probably body slam to safety. Yeah, Do doesn't want to go that deep.
Yeah, so Hoon should not die anymore, right? He's 2-1-0, he has that big shutdown, and especially you don't want to give that to 0, right? So Hoon has to play it a bit safe. His ultimate is going to be on a pretty low cooldown since he just reached level 13. He's very soon gonna get a Zabron Death Cap. And that when you get that item on Twisted Fate, I'm sure you Twisted Fate players know what's gonna happen when you get that item, right? You just hit one gold card and you just chunk down anyone to like half their HP.
Especially when you factor a Jace Shock Blast on top of that, a Varus Arrow on top of that, Lethality Varus, Lethality Jace, up front
Instant
burst damage. Immortals have the tools to find that pick.
Now, Luna is going to have such a hard time during those team fights. I mean, look at this. If he just gets a little too close, he's just instantly dead. So Luna has to have super, super good positioning. Make sure Hoon cannot get close to you, because if the split second Hoon gets too close to you, you're just dead. As Kangas just said, the Varus Arrow, the engage from the Jace, you're just going to die.
Yeah, that actually might have just been killed if he wasn't able to battle dance away, or grand entrance away, rather.
It's the Elder as well. Elder Dragon is up. Very, very important for Immortals.
Wow. Elder on the table right now. Immortals with a lot of control. They have some wards down to control the vision. There's no wards from Rolster Y. They don't even know if Immortals is on this.
Oh no, do not face check this bush against the Twisted Fate.
Gold card onto Rattel. Bursts him down. The Wukong into stasis. Zelo's not in the fight yet. There's the grand entrance. Big from Nomel. And there we have it. Lamont's dead. Immortals have lost their jungler.
Oh, and Immortals is trying to look for a gold card on Luna. Oh, and they don't get it. Somehow, someway, Rolster was able to survive
a wave.
Big engage, and they're gonna push the mid lane turret.
They're just gonna take a tier 2 turret in the mid lane. Immortals now answering. Hoon knocked up. Doesn't die.
Who
RY
can't
didn't want to
use
commit.
his cards? Rolster is just not allowing him to use his cards. Somehow, someway, they're constantly just going into him. Nomel just doing a phenomenal job on that Rakan every single time. He's right on top of Hoon. He does not let Hoon get away with that gold card.
Nomel's engages this series have been insane. Luna's damage and positioning has been insane. It doesn't matter the gold lead that Immortals get in these games. Rolster Y play these fights at these key objectives so well.
It shouldn't be this easy for Rolster Y though. Like, they shouldn't be able to get the skills. Sure, they also have a competition with the Rakan to get a catch, but it's just not as good as that competition of Immortals. Immortals should be able to get those catches on Hoon. He has that rapid fire cannon. They have the follow-up. All they need is catch a squishy and just get a kill.
And now it's Rolster Y with everyone here except for Zero. They have control over the river.
But can you do that though? Zero does not have the teleport boots. Immortals could rush this Elder.
Zelo could maybe look to push a turret here. He doesn't have any wards down though, so if anybody from Rolster Y moves, then he's in trouble.
I love how Immortals has the vision control, and then there's that one little ward sitting there, right? Like, yeah. Immortals kind of thinks, hey, we have the full vision control, but there's that one little ward sitting there, which is giving all the information Rolster Y needs.
Yeah, they haven't swept anything. Oh, explosive cast,
ultimate.
So close. If they pick Do right there, that could have been the game. We're at that state. We're in the late game, just like game 1. Whoever wins this next fight, they can walk with the victory.
This is so hard for Immortals right now. There is the catch!
Key pick onto Nomel! He gets away! Ignite taking down! Immortals found the kill! That was crucial!
There it is! That was a red card even. This is exactly what Immortals can do!
Okay, Zero gets the slow from the autos. Flash from Zelo. Immortals now answering him. Do has the smite.
That's the Elder
Does he look for the steal? Do Immortals burst this down? They didn't commit to the Elder in game number 1. Rattel has the Cyclone.
And Luna has his ultimate, which is a massive ability right here.
Zelo's low on the health bars as well. Gold card immediately in there. This is looking good for Immortals though. Stasis used by both members. Rattel's down. Do low in the health bars. Immortals are making it happen, but Do onto Hoon and Zelo. Oh, no. Immortals are losing to Luna. Can they get him? It's only Gume left.
And they take the Elder Dragon as well, as Immortals gets the Prime Gaming Ace Elder Dragon. This is it for Immortals. It's gonna be a full build Twisted Fate. Kangas, they're doing it.
6,000 gold ahead in a 5v4, and Immortals barely get the dragon and the fight.
And as we head into the Coca-Cola pop-off, we can see how close this fight was. I mean, Immortals! Doe nearly taking that dragon away, but then Immortals instant focus on Doe, taking out the jungler, and Lepmod securing the Outer Dragon for 100 HP.
RY are insane. I know Immortals won that. I know they got the objective and technically won the fight. But the fact it was that close is absurd.
Wow. Rolster, why? What do you do now? Immortals just took an Elder Dragon. How do you win this fight against this 4-item Varus, nearly 5 items? How do you win this game against this powerhouse of Immortals right now?
Picks. They have Assassins. They have CC. If they
There
can
they
lock people
go.
down, they're going right onto Charm, the front line for Immortals, but he's out. Can he stay out? Rattel looked at Hoon, Colin from 0.
Zelo is just pushing.
RY didn't get anything for that, but you're right. Zelo's not with the team. Destiny used right now by Hoon. They're just seeing, where are RY? This gives Zelo information. RY, they have to worry about the poke from Gume and Lamont, and Zelo can just keep pushing this bottom wave.
And now it's Immortals who's gonna possibly be allowed to take this Baron as well, because Rolster Y has to back off people. You can't 1v1 a Jax anymore right now. He's gotten to the point where he's so incredibly powerful with that whole breaker
He's gonna get
as
that
well.
Stance, right?
He's gonna go for the death stance as well. You just can't 1v1 him anymore.
Yeah, so he's going, oh, what, let's see what he goes for.
So that's a teleport boots for, oh yeah, he just undid his build, or he sold, there you go, he goes for the Starix gauge instead. So Zero just got his rapid fire cannon, he got his teleport boots. Zero is gonna be cancelling out Zelo, and Zelo does not have teleport boots.
It can come down to one more fight. It will come down.
And we know
to
that
one
Immortals
more
can
fight.
choke during those fights.
I don't say it, Hells. We were all thinking it, but you didn't have to just say it.
We know that Rolster Y knows that as well.
Rolster Y, this is how they won game 1. Elder Dragon's no longer on the table, though. Immortals secured it this time, but Baron is still one of those objectives that teams will throw games for.
And Immortals is using that Twisted Fate ultimate constantly, every single time. They have full information on where Rolster Y is.
Oh, Zero getting a lot of damage there onto Zelo.
Oh
and
no,
Lamont
Lamont!
fails the flash over the Dragon Pit wall.
He's
Could
dead.
go down right here into the Guardian Angel. Zelo, though, turning right back onto Zero. Zelo saving the play for Immortals. Doe into the stasis. Nobel looking for the re-engage, but Doe, Guardian Angel should be popped. It's not. Doe gets out. Hoon gets an inhibitor. Crucial.
Oh my god, Immortals!
Duh.
How
Oh,
much?
go.
Oh, we got him! That was blind! He
All
just
right,
got
it's
his
just
Guardian
G8.
Angel!
It's just G8, but that's actually massive.
And that was a blind arrow as well. Gume! Don't give this man Varus!
His Varus is insane. It is contested between these two because Luna's Varus is also insane. But Gume is one of those bot laners in North America where he just has this carry potential, this clutch factor, 3-0 and 3, silently carrying this game. We've been talking about Zelo and Hoon in the side lanes, but Gume on this Varus is also a major win condition.
Oh, where is this game gonna head? We have Zelo split pushing.
Unless he
We have
dies.
Hoon split pushing. Gume!
Not looking great. He's got the Guardian Angel, but everybody's focusing on him. As we say it, Gume picked up in a crucial moment for Immortals. That's GA and his life.
Zelo is still pushing though. Is that an inhibitor turret?
Destiny's not available. Hoon used it already, but they should expect RY
That's
to
an
be
inhib.
on that. So Zelo, he takes these so fast. RY, they're looking for a death push, but they're on vision.
They're on vision. Rolster Y is visible right now. Zero
don't get
did
Baron.
not quite get that turret, by the way. Zero barely making it in time and defending that all-important inhibitor turret.
Gume bailed out by
Oh,
good
it's close.
vision for Immortals. Rattel might look for the engage here.
an
Has
inhib
the
as
flash
well.
available. Doe throwing out the ultimate. Wasted ultimate, actually. RY, they don't find anything. That's so much
That's a
damage
lot
on
of
those gold
damage.
cards.
Wow.
Look at the
That
super
is a
top
5
lane.
item Twisted Fate. Yeah, 2 inhibitor turrets are down. Zelo just did a phenomenal job constantly split pushing this game. Now, how do you deal with this pressure?
Oh,
There you go!
they're gonna get Luna. He has flash. He has the exhaust. He flashes away from the body slam. Nomel going for the engage. Luna's still alive. Big explosive cast, but RY turned the play. Lamont and Charm are down. Zelo's looking to game. He's going for the end. He's onto the Nexus. He can't go down.
He can't,
Zero
man.
can't kill him.
He can't,
Zelo's gonna do it. Couple more autos. No! RY, they stopped the push.
Oh.
That was so close.
Oh no! And now 3 people died from Immortals. That's 5 people from Rolster Y. Baron is likely gonna go their way. And this is a massive problem for Immortals right now. You're sitting on this 50-second death timers. That is a 26-minute Baron. Can he backdoor?
He's got Destiny. Honestly, if Hoon just goes straight for the Nexus, I don't know the health of it. It's like 200.
It's 2, 3, 4, 500. It goes up all the time. So it's going to be a little hard for him to do. But that's just a free Baron for Rolster. This is going to be their one-way ticket to victory.
Yeah, Matt. Again, RY are never out of the game. It doesn't matter the control that Immortals have or the gold lead that they have or the position they have. RY will always look for that play to get them back into this game. That was so good from Nomel and Doe finding Gume in a compromised position.
And RY is sitting on a timer right now. They have to get a fight in. Because at this moment, even though Immortals has an Elder Dragon, this is a 26-minute Baron, which buffs all your stats, your resists, your damage, the minions, every single thing. Immortals has to be careful right now.
We're at full build.
Everyone is at full build.
Every single player,
except
save
for the
Rattel.
supports.
Executioner's Calling hasn't been upgraded yet, and the supports. But other than that, we are at the latest of late game states. I believe 30 minutes is the record, somewhere around there for the longest game at Icon so far. And in game 2, where Immortals have elimination on the line, North America WNS elimination on the line, we are going into the Giga late game. As you see that gold graph plummeting, RY with this Baron buff, they can turn this game around.
They're not doing anything with it. Rolster unable to push anything. They're just barely gonna get a single tier 1 turret. So Immortals doing a great job defending this. Rolster, what are you gonna do after this Baron? How are you gonna push your lead? That's one turret that Doe takes, but it's not enough.
They're also pushing in the mid lane here. It's crazy that Immortals had both of their outer side lane turrets this entire time, but now with the minion wave crashing mid here, there's not a lot of wave clear from Immortals, so that's an inhib down. Luna, explosive casted away. Now Zello onto Doe here, Guardian Angel's back up, and Omel's going for the engage here. Zello could be in trouble. Flashes into the knockup! Rolster White do it again! Finding the engage. Guardian Angel going down. It's going to be up to Hoon and Gume. The carries for Immortals. Rolster Y, they still have health bars. They can still make this happen. They're resetting. Zero's gonna back and get a teleport.
No more Baron.
Doe's onto Charm, no Baron push, but they can get these inhibitors regardless. There's the teleport coming in from Zero. And the turrets are going down. Inhibitors are down. Doe's onto Hoon. RY, can they make the push? Nomel goes in. Immortal still defending, but their super's in the mid wave.
Rolster Y, how are you alive? They're still looking for more!
Oh! Big explosive cast! Luna's down! He had flash, he had everything, RY! Low health bars will down to the Nexus! Can Immortals hold the line? RY focusing the Nexus! Guardian Angels are popped! They have the minions! It's down to the minions! Rolster Y! The #1 seed from the WCK advanced to knockouts!
They did it! They won the unwinnable game! They were on that timer. They did it. Rolster Y takes the 2-0 victory against Immortals.
How do they do it? Every time. These late game decision making of this team, it's beyond words.
They're way too good. Immortals should have won that one. Immortals should have won game 1, but they didn't. Rolster Y taking both games, winning at 2-0 fashion. But that was the closest series we have seen up until now during the Wild Rift Icons.
It was a 2-0, but it felt like a 3-2. It was that close throughout. And Rolster Y just clutched these games time after time. This is the #1 seed from Korea. They made it out of groups at Horizon Cup. They made it past quarterfinals at Horizon Cup. This is a region that is trying to make a statement as the only
One missed auto attack can be the difference between the win and lose.
Yet again, the exact same gold chart. A complete roller coaster. It's just Immortals lost with a gold lead yet again. Of course, you could say in the 30-minute game, the gold lead doesn't really matter. Everyone's full build. That's what you pointed out as well. It's just so heartbreaking. Immortals did all the due diligence needed to win the game. They were all the way up until the finish line in both games. And honestly, it's so sad for them because a little bit more experience. I really think they could have won both those games.
Right, and remember, a 2-0 here, not a 2-1, and like
Didn't
you
feel
said,
like a
felt
2-0.
like a 3-2. It's a 2-0, so
Yeah.
Rolster Y get away, but Immortals having 2 wins slip away just feels so... I think it feels worse for Immortals than it does feel good for Rolster Y. Maybe that's an exaggeration. Rolster Y, again, made it to the group stage over at Horizon Cup, so they're used to being in the conversation